So as promised earlier on, we have Q30 on the board, and this is based on what? A right angle triangle. We are told that PRQ is 60 degrees, 2 centimeters was side Q or R. Then this means not drawn to scale means that nothing like measurements takes place there. They just draw. You understand? That's the meaning of not drawn to scale. So you are less concerned about that. In triangle PQR, this sign means triangle. PQR, of course, this is triangle PQR. Side QR is 2 centimeters. Side QR means this to this. This sign means what? Side. Okay? QR, 2 centimeters. And this sign means angle. Angle PLQ, which is PRQ, is 60 degrees. You see, this particular guy can also be written like this. Look at. And they put something on top like this. It's same thing as saying this. It's the same thing as using this sign. PR/Q is 60 degrees. And angle PQR is 90 degrees. Find side PR. And these are the options given to us. Now, this is 60 degrees. This is called an acute what? Angle. And acute angles are angles that are less than 90. While the opposite is an obtuse angle that are more than what? 90. Do you understand? So an acute angle, they are less than 90. So this is the angle that must be placed inside this right angle triangle must be less than 90. That's why you never see them putting 95 in a right angle triangle. It is not possible. That's if they should put 95 there, that means that triangle is not more a what? A right angle triangle. And this is angle what? 90 there. So what we are asked to find there is side what? PR. Let's go on with the question. All right, so we have solution on the board. Now let me draw this diagram here again. We have, let me make it just very short because of my space. We have P, Q, and we have R here, and the angle is 60 degrees. Then we have side 2 centimeters, and this is 90. Now our interest here is to find what? Side what? PR, which is here from here to here. And if you look at this shape very well, this is a right angle triangle like I mentioned before. There are three things that are common to a right angle triangle. We have them as opposite, hypotenuse, and what? Adjacent. Now, hypotenuse is considered as the longest side of a right angle triangle, which means that if you look at this diagram carefully, or you observe that this is our what? Longest what? Side, which means this side is the hypotenuse side. But the problem we now have is how do we differentiate between adjacent and opposite? This is how you do that. Now, an adjacent is formed when you have an angle 90 and an acute angle, that means angle less than 90, sitting on that line. That side is called what? Adjacent side, which means I have angle 90 here and I have an angle less than 90, which is 60 degrees. You can see two of them are sitting on this line. That side is called the adjacent side. It's as simple as that. You understand what I'm saying? So whenever you have angle 90 and an angle that is less than 90, just like what we have here now, this angle is sitting on this line QR. And we also sitting on that line QR. That side is called the adjacent side. All right? So this is called the adjacent side. This is called the adjacent side, ADJ. Then why the last one will have to be called the opposite side. Let me give another instance of that. For instance, you have something like this, of which I place my angle 90 here, and I place an acute angle over here. You can see that this is angle 90 and this is what? Angle less than 90. So this line they are sitting on is called the adjacent side. Of course, the longest side is called the hypotenuse side, and this is called the opposite side. That's how you get that, okay? Stop using too much of English to understand adjacent and what opposite. Just the line, the angle 90 and the angle less than 90 are sitting on is the adjacent side. So with this now, we can get the value of what? Side PR. And side PR falls at where? Hypotenuse side. And we are given the adjacent side. That means we have to use a trig that connects hypotenuse and adjacent side. And what is that trig? This is H and this is what? A. And that is what? K. K. Let me write it in full first. No, don't forget we have what we call SOHCAHTOA. So K has adjacent and hypotenuse. This means what? Cos theta equals to adjacent over the hypotenuse. That's the meaning. So our theta is 60 degrees. Let's replace our values. We have cos what? 60 degrees equals to adjacent is what? 2 centimeters over hypotenuse, which is side PR we are looking for. You understand that? So let us cross multiply, which means that PR will be equals to what? 2 divided by what? Cos 60. So let me go direct. PR will be equals to 2 over, but be careful. We are told to leave our answer in ZOD form. As you can see in the option, it was in ZOD form. So that means that if you are not using type of calculator in your exam, you should know the value of cos 60 as a special angle. You should know it offhand, okay? And cos 60 as a special angle is simply going to be what? 0.5. Do you understand? It's going to be what? 0.5. So 0.5 is something as what? 1/2. So let me confirm that for you in calculator. Cos 60. You can see that this calculator giving 1/2, which is same thing as 0.5. So if I solve this now, I'm going to have what? 2 times 2 over what? 1. And that will give us what? 4 centimeters. So the answer is what? Option what? B, which is 4 centimeters. All right, so that is how to solve that problem. Now be careful. You see the hypotenuse side, we said is the longest side. Whatever answer you get, there must be bigger than the opposite and the adjacent side. Assuming I got 1 centimeter here as my final answer here, that means I'm not correct because this is already 2 centimeter. It must not be big. It must not be bigger than the hypotenuse side. You understand that? So that is how we solve problems like that. So if you have any question on this, you can do it in the comment section. Don't forget to like my video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And don't also forget to follow me on my Facebook page and TikTok page. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.